Hey there, friends and enemies, Jopa here again, and today I wanted to give my predictions on the upcoming Destiny 2 showcase happening next week, including thoughts on Season 22 and the final shape. Keep in mind, I haven't seen any leaks as of yet, so all of my speculation will come from official Bungie communication, past showcases, as well as teases we've gotten in-game. So let's start with Season 22, where we believe it's going to be something like Season of the Witch. We're going to be trying to resurrect Savathun. They've already teased Amaru coming back. He's probably going to be one of the main NPCs we're going to deal with. And it's going to be interesting to see how that story unfolds, whether they draw it out and don't resurrect Savathun right away, or they have her coming back right at the beginning. I would be very fascinated to see how that works out. And I hope there's a twist involved. Maybe they bring back Amanda Holiday as well. Maybe they do something a little bit different that we're not expecting. That's my hope, because I don't want it to be completely straightforward on the road to the final shape. So that's just a hope of mine. I don't know if that's actually going to happen. As far as the reprise raid, I think we'll get a tease of that as well. And I'm personally guessing that it's going to be Crota's End. I would prefer it to be Wrath of the Machine, but from everything that I've seen, from all the speculation, I think Crota's End is the most likely option. And I think it's going to be very interesting how they bring that into D2, up the difficulty level, and make it feel different from the original. And if they do a good job with that, I think it could be very interesting. I really like the weapons and everything that we get from that raid as well. So again, there's a chance that it could be really, really good. And I'm hopeful that they do upgrade it compared to the original. Now, jumping into the new seasonal activity and storytelling, they did say they're doing something different with this season than they have ever before. I'm hopeful that means either a new activity, like a full-blown horde mode, like a boss rush, like something that's completely different from all the seasonal activities we've gotten in the past, or we get a completely new way of them telling the story, be that dropping all the story all at once at the beginning of the season and then having that affect the way the game changes over the rest of the season. You know, say we resurrect Savathun, and then over the course of the season goes at the different locations, whether it's the return of Io, whether it is locations on the throne world, and we start to see more enemy activity or different events or something like that that does happen. I would love to see something like that, so where it's our interactions in the beginning of the season affect the rest of the season and things that we're chasing from there, instead of just kind of piecemealing it over the course of multiple weeks of the season. So we'll see. That's just a guess of mine, and it could be completely wrong. They're also going to showcase the seasonal exotic. I hope it's good. I know we're going to get the Monte Carlo with the Catalyst, which is awesome. Hopefully they have a little bit more gameplay of that. They're going to talk about the mods we're getting. I know we're getting an article on that as well today. And if I had to guess, we're going to get stasis and solar mods at a very minimum, and then maybe something like Strand as well, but we'll have to wait and see. But they are kind of changing the way we upgrade our vendors and everything for the season, so I do hope that is something that makes it a little bit more streamlined and less monotonous from what we've seen before. They'll also showcase the new Strand aspects that we are getting next season as well, and I'm really looking forward to them, because we really haven't gotten any kind of tease of them at all besides their names, so I hope they are very good. Like I mentioned earlier, we might get a return to Io in the same way that we got the return to Titan this season. And overall, I'm excited about Season 22. I think it's going to be very, very fascinating to see how that goes, but overall, it is interesting that we are on this road, and I hope the hype for the witch or the final shape does spur us on with Season 22. Now, jumping into the final shape itself, I do believe they will showcase a new subclass. I have no idea what that would be. If I were to speculate, oh man, it's so hard. I would love to see something like, obviously Siva, they kind of hinted that that wouldn't be the case. I would like to see something like bleeding mechanic or something like that would be really cool. I don't know. I think there's a lot of options. More summon type abilities like we see with Threadlings would be cool. But again, I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I do hope we get another subclass with the final shape. Seasonal model overhaul is probably going to happen. Now, this is a hot take. This is out of left field, but I am going to guess that we don't get a brand new season with the final shape. They actually push that back, so we get to enjoy the entirety of the final shape, and then whenever they want to later on, we get the season, and then we only get 3 seasons next year instead of 4. Yes, it would cost them money, I think, in revenue for that new season, but overall, I think it would be a much better way to go, so that way everyone can spend their time, energy, and effort on the final shape. That's got to be the focus, and then the new season can come a little bit later on down the road. So that's just something I would personally like to see. Also, see next year, I wouldn't be surprised if next year is more of like a Age of Triumphs type year, like we got the last year of Destiny 1. I think that would be great as an overhaul for the game and really kind of set up the future of Destiny 2. I think that's what the game needs. That's what I would love to see. They already announced the storytelling of like seasons and new expansions are going to be standalone compared to this long expansion that we've gotten so far. So again, we'll see how that goes, but I do hope that's the direction they take. Now, I do think we'll get, just like Quicksilver Storm, another pre-order exotic. I don't know what that's going to be, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's one that we are able to get early in the season 23 before the final shape drops. I would not be shocked by that at all. They're going to tease the final shape raid, I would imagine, a little bit more with the witness and our interactions with them. We're going to get the new location, which is probably going to be inside the Traveler. That's my best guess, is we're going to get a whole new location inside the Traveler, and that's really where we're going to see our interactions happening with like Cade and all that kind of stuff that they've already kind of hinted at. So overall, I do look forward to that. I hope they do something really unique and like, I know the Lightfall story doesn't get a lot of love, but I do think the location itself is very cool. I like that the vibe is completely different than anything else we have in the game. So I am looking forward to actually getting hands-on with that and seeing the new location, and hopefully it feeling even more different than anything we've gotten in Destiny so far. I would love to see that. Now, last but not least, I think we'll see some other interactions with Destiny as a whole with the outside world. So for example, crossovers, whether we get a marathon crossover of some sort, whether we get crossovers with other franchises, especially PlayStation franchises, that would not shock me at all. I know this focus is going to be on Destiny 2, but last year we got things like Among Us, like Fall Guys, and all that kind of good stuff. So I would like to see some of that as well. I do think it generates a bit of hype, and it is good for the game overall to have the crossover with different types of other genres and that kind of stuff. So I would love to see that personally. All that being said, I'm very excited to see where Destiny is heading down the line. I think there's a lot of potential for this franchise still, despite some of the drawbacks we've seen currently, and I do think that we're going to see them eventually leaving behind last gen consoles. We're going to see them advancing some of the activities that we do, doing a little bit more innovation going forward that has been lacking as they build towards the final shape, because they won't need to hyper focus on this singular storyline. Once that's all said and done, that's when I think Destiny is going to return to the heights that we've seen in the past. Pure speculation on my part, as most of this video is, but I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. What do you think is going to happen during the Destiny 2 showcase next week? What are you excited about? What are you worried about? All that kind of good stuff. Anyway, my name is JoPa. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Helps me out tremendously. Shows you want to see Destiny 2 content from me going forward. I hope you have a good one, and I'll catch you all later.